Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is February 26th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has once again greenlit a full-scale attack, bombing, or invasion by China, Iran, and or the Russian Federation for the date of February 27th of 2026, specifically to trigger World War III. So exactly how this impending attack is going to play out in reality is obviously not known, but it's virtually certain that the Chinese military is going to launch a preemptive attack targeting United States armed forces military bases in Japan, and will also likely see a full-scale attack, bombing, or invasion of Taiwan as pretext for World War III. In respect to Iran, the CIA is going to stage an Iranian attack targeting Israel and or United States Navy ships and or submarines that are currently surrounding Iran in the Middle East, including but not limited to the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, the USS Buckley, the USS Carney, the USS Delbert D. Black, guided missile destroyers, the Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier, which is currently being docked in Haifa, Israel, the Frank E. Peterson, the USS Frank E. Peterson, the USS McCall, the USS Michael Murphy, the USS Mitcher, the USS Normandy, the USS O'Kane, the USS Ramage, the USS Roosevelt, the USS Spruance, the USS Thomas Hudner, guided missile destroyers, and or the USS H.W. Bush aircraft carrier, which is currently en route to the Middle East. In respect to China, the CIA is expected to order Russian troops and or Belarusian troops to attack or invade Germany, Poland, or Ukraine, and or other countries of the European Union and or NATO in the region. What's imperative to note is that this impending attack is going to be CBRN in nature. That's chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature. It's designed to spawn a second global biological pandemic and or trigger World War III. And because CIA headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland controls China, Iran, and Russia, they have staged 4 major events involving all 3 nations in question, specifically to link them together prior to this impending attack designed to trigger World War III. The most recent of them was Operation Will for Peace, which was a joint Chinese, Iranian, and Russian naval exercise in the South Atlantic Ocean off the coast of South America back on January 9th to the 16th of 2026. The date of February 27th marks exactly 42 days since this naval drill took place. The number 42 or 24 equates to letter X in the English alphabet, which is the international symbol of death, because this impending attack is designed to trigger World War III. Also, the date of February 27th marks exactly 1,497 days since the CIA staged Chiru 22, which was a joint Chinese, Iranian, and Russian naval exercise in the Indian Ocean back on January 22nd of 2022. The number 1497, this has the 419 numerology, which is found in the creation of modern Switzerland back on April 19th of 1897. So this has both the date of April 19th as well as the 97 of the year that Switzerland was founded, because this is an attack that's ordered by Switzerland. Also, the number 49 equates to letters DI as in die, because many U.S. servicemen and women are going to perish in this impending attack. This number 1497 also contains the number 19, which equates to letter S, which is an acronym for Switzerland, as well as the number 17, which equates to letter Q, as in coup d'etat, because this is a coup against the standing world order, because as soon as this attack happens, the United States and NATO nations are going to respond in kind, and nuclear missiles are going to start flying virtually immediately, thereby triggering the mutually assured destruction scenario. Also, the date of February 27th marks exactly 2,250 days since the CIA staged a joint Chinese, Iranian, and Russian naval drill in the Indian Ocean back on December 31st of 2019. Lastly, in order to link the leaders of these respective countries together as a meeting where this plot was allegedly hatched, the CIA staged a joint meeting between Chinese President Xi Jinping, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, and Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Beijing, China, back on June 14th of 2019. And the date of February 27th marks exactly 2,450 days since this event took place. Of course, again, we have the number 24 in 2450, which equates to letter X, which is the international symbol of death. So this particular scenario has been tried by the CIA on multiple occasions, and they have evidently selected the date of Friday, February 27th of 2026 as the date for this impending attack to commence. This is just conjecture, but I suspect that this attack will begin in the Asian theater on the evening of February 27th, or the morning of the February 28th in Asia, and the morning of February 27th in the Middle East and Europe. Also, in respect to the numerology, of course, Friday is 4-day. We have, so this is the number 4 is found on the flag of Switzerland because before the number 4, it was a cross, which is why there is a cross in the number 4 symbolically. And then, of course, the number 27 is an esoteric CIA kill number, as evidenced by the London bombings of 7/7 or 2 sevens, as well as the 27 Club, which is a long list of celebrities which is CIA's murdered on the 27 numerology. So this is a blood sacrifice number. These include Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, etc. So this impending attack has been in the works by the CIA since at least June 14th of 2019. This date is coincidentally, June 14th is coincidentally the birthday of U.S. President Donald J. Trump, because Donald J. Trump is going to respond very forcefully to this impending attack. And although there's a 50-50 chance that this could be an authentic attack by China, Iran, and Russia, it's likely going to be a masterful, epic false flag attack. In the Asian theater of war, in the Middle East theater of war, as well as the European theater of war, there are currently Israeli ships and submarines. This what I call a shadow fleet. We've heard a lot about the term shadow fleet. That is because this is a euphemism for the top secret Israeli shadow fleet, which is a global fleet of that rivals the United States, not in size but in power, because they are off the radar. And they consist of prototypes which were allegedly scrapped by various weapons manufacturing companies, as well as shipbuilding and airplane companies. And it also consists of aircraft carriers, ships, and submarines which were allegedly scrapped. So the United States is always getting new military equipment, and their old military equipment is such as the USS Enterprise, a former aircraft carrier of the United States, is allegedly scrapped, but in reality is taken to Israel and re-outfitted and is armed and ready to go. And they have these carriers, these submarines, and these ships in every theater of war, and they are about to launch a full-scale attack, an invasion of multiple fronts. This includes, but is not limited to, obviously, the United States, Israel, because Israel has what is called the Samson option, which is when they are pinned in a corner and they cannot move the needle in respect to their ongoing Zionist agenda. They will attack themselves. We saw this on October 7th. We've seen this on multiple occasions. They will attack the United States, as we saw on June 8th of 1967 when they attacked the USS Liberty. So Israel is going to attack on the date of February 27th. We don't know how this is going to manifest itself in reality, but it's likely going to be a naval assault, which is why the aforementioned meetings and exercises between these three nations were all naval, is because this impending attack is likely going to be executed from shadow fleet ships and submarines of the U.S. Navy. So a bombardment of epic proportions is likely in order. This is going to likely feature a 9/11 style kamikaze suicide drone bombing attacks, ballistic missile strikes, cruise missile strikes, drone strikes, rocket attacks, mine bombings, and torpedo strikes. So because the United States Armed Forces has military bases in Japan, in the greater Asia Pacific theater, as well as all over the Middle East, in Kuwait, in Jordan, in Egypt, in Lebanon, in Syria, in Turkey, and this is basically the United States and her armed forces are spread all across the world. So the CIA can theoretically order this shadow fleet of Israeli Navy forces off the coast of these respective locations and essentially attack them under the guise of a false flag Chinese, Iranian, or Russian attack. And so the United States, obviously being headed by U.S. President Donald J. Trump, will take this as a direct attack on the United States and then will respond, likely with extreme force, especially if the casualties of the American servicemen and women is extremely high, which it is expected to be. And then, of course, the United States will launch an attack on these nations who will, for all intents and purposes, wonder what is going on. Why is the United States attacking them? And then they will respond. And so we will have full-scale World War III starting on the date of February 27th of 2026, when in reality this is a USS Liberty type event, but a global USS Liberty type event whereby the United States is attacked seemingly unprovoked, and then the United States responds and attacks three nations which themselves have suffered an unprovoked attack, so they're going to feel justified in responding with full force. So this is going to get ugly really fast. The CIA has tried this multiple times over the Thanksgiving holiday, over the New Year holiday, during the Super Bowl, during the college national championship game, whenever there's been high viewership events in the United States. And so they are going to try this again on the date Friday, February 27th of 2026. Obviously, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is privy to this plan, and so is his minions in the United States Congress, namely Lindsey Graham, who is quoted as saying on February 17th, 10 days prior, that the plans for future wars are being created in Israel, and that is because Israel is going to create this with their shadow fleet, and because the CIA controls all the radars, all the satellites, and all the militaries of the world, they can essentially make these ships and submarines of the U.S. Navy appear invisible. That is evidently why the Philadelphia experiment, when they were able to make the USS Philadelphia disappear, this is because these ships and submarines are not found on American radar. So I would just guess or surmise or conjecture would be to state that in the event of these attacks targeting multiple locations around the world on February 27th, there will likely be Russian, Iranian, and Chinese forces in the area or within 100 miles or so that when the United States goes looking for where these attacks came from, they will find those respective countries' navies. So obviously, if this comes to fruition in reality on the date of February 27th or at a later date, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.